Hello and welcome to another episode of the Think Rugby podcast. My name is Andy Moore and I'm joined by my partner in crime, Zav.
Hello there, how you doing?
I'm not too bad, Zav. How are you?
No, I'm good. Again, missed last week, but we never missed the rugby at the weekend, did we? Wow. If we thought things were interesting, things got even more interesting. I was waiting to say interesting now, but that's not a word. It's got even more interesting. Some crazy games. I would go as far to say it was Derby weekend. It seemed to be that way. In a way, Scotland vs England, you had Wales vs Ireland, and you know what? See, looking back historically, and especially in the noughties, Wales vs Ireland was always a classic game. Always a classic game to watch. You just never knew what was going to happen. And watching them that game in particular over the weekend, it kind of reminded me, and I was like reminiscing of like back in those days. It's a classic Test rugby match where you're like, oh, we don't know actually what's going to happen here. Lots of big moments in that game. In a different Wales team. Well, on paper, not a different Wales team, but on the pitch, definitely different, better Wales team. So I guess we'll start with that. I guess the first game. So yeah, why not? I'll take it away. Why not? So you had at the Principality Stadium, you had Wales hosting Ireland. I mean, unless you live under a rock, you didn't know that you would know that Gartland got sacked. Going into it, I still thought it's too soon. They've got the new boy in. They're not going to change too much around. I mean, they did to a certain extent. It was good to see certain players back. Ask him at 10. They had him back to a bit of experience. Early on in the competition, they kind of went with youth and inexperience, which completely backfired. I mean, that was definitely Gatland's call. Well, I think so anyway. But now, with Oscar at 10, kind of steadied the ship, it seemed, or for a good part of it anyway. And yeah, I just felt like Wales they had something to prove there. I know they're playing for Wales, but at the same time, if you're playing for a coach or a manager you don't want to play for, and you're a bit demotivated because you know they don't want to be there, you're not going to put in the same performance, whether you're an amateur or professional player. So I think that was probably a big factor in the way Wales kind of came into this game. Ireland, on the other hand, you know what? I'll let you. What do you think about Ireland, Andy? Do you think they took them too lightly, Wales, or do you think they maybe just had an off day again?
I think it maybe was a bit of both. I mean, for me, watching the game, it was such a completely different vibe to that Welsh team. I think the whole burden of Gatland and just the general kind of atmosphere within the players and all the background stuff, it was pretty down. Gatland's gone. Okay, something different. Things have freshened up. You know Wales are going to lose, but you know the manner could be a bit different, and that's exactly what happened on the day. I have to be honest, Ireland not at the races. They won, not at the races. Yeah, I mean, for me, Wales, what really got them was, well, firstly, the crowd really helped them. The anthems, closed roof, of course, at the Principality. And I feel, even though it's small things, a lot of scrum penalties going their way.
The scrums are really solid. I'll give them that. I feel Ireland. Look, you could play Ireland's second team and you still class it as like a top 10 team in the world, or top 10 ranked team in the world. But I feel Ireland maybe could have put their feet off the gas just a little bit, having some players not available, but at the same time, replacement wise, it was still very strong. So I don't think it's got that much to do with it. For example, Bundy Aki was on the bench. You had Henshaw, not a shabby replacement to have starting. I mean, the key thing I'd like to focus on. I don't want to ping on the red card, but that was a big turning point in the game, and that's when you kind of thought, hold on, Wales are still in this game, and now they've got for 20 minutes they've got an extra man, which I mean, to be fair, they did capitalise on. They scored in the corner from me. I don't mean me. I mean the player. No, that's a lie. It was Rogers. The other player was me, who also had a very good game. So I didn't even realise he was even a player. Like I've never seen him play. He'll be playing in Wales somewhere, but he just kind of came out of nowhere. A young lad.
Wales were probably the better team. Certainly during when Ireland were down to 14 men, I thought Wales they could kind of smell blood. And as I was saying, the vibe in the stadium, the atmosphere, all the energy was really going towards them. And I have to be honest, if it wasn't for that bullshit rule about a 20-minute red card, would Wales have won it? We don't know. You would have thought Bundyaki would have come on anyway, but Ireland didn't look like they were going to convincingly win that game until Bundyaki came on because of the 20-minute red card rule.
You're right. They were making a lot of hype about that. That cough seemed to clear my chest up. They made a lot of hype about that. About Aki coming on, seen it all over Facebook, all over Instagram, all social media about how he changed that game. Pardon me. And I mean, to be fair, he did. He really did. In terms of the red card, yeah, Ringrose, he always seems to go in with those flying tackles, very reckless. And I mean, it was only a matter of time he was going to get found out for one, and he did. I mean, clear cut red card. There was no mitigation, in my opinion. He came in flying. His head was up. It wasn't like his head was dipping into the tackle. His head was facing up. Head and head, straight red card. Now, this is where we open the can of worms with the red card rule. Prior to this, I kind of thought the 20-minute red card was quite fair. And I know you thought otherwise. Heavily thought otherwise. Would I be right?
Well, I would agree with you. I think it was definitely a red card.
Do you think the 20-minute red card rule is, you said that it was bullshit? Do you
I stand by that.
Yeah. I'm trying to word this correctly.
I get the whole point of it's a first minute, it's not a first minute, it's a first half red card, and you have made the case in point before, it could potentially ruin the game. In this certain circumstance, in this game, it would have made the game more entertaining.
I think it would. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to try and give you like a question, quiz you about it, or question you about it. I honestly think it would have made the game a far more entertaining and a better kind of spectacle to watch. Not just because Wales aren't quite at Ireland level, but also just because the whole setting about Wales up against the favourites of the competition, expecting to get absolutely gubbed, and actually staying in the game even up until the point of the red card, and then they could have pulled away, probably would have won the game. The way the game was going, the momentum Wales had going into before Bundyaki came on to make it 15 aside again. I think Wales were really, really knocking the door, and the eventually pull away. They also had that try with the player me at in the was it 75th minute or 76th minute, where he knocked it on again at very, very fine margins. You didn't really notice it until it was very proper slowed down, and I honestly think, I don't know. I think there was separation. I'm not going to try and deflect it and say there wasn't. It wasn't a proper grounding, but oh my goodness! Imagine if he scored that, the place would have went absolutely ecstatic. Yeah, okay, they would have probably had to score again, but it doesn't matter. It'd be so.
Yeah, they would have outscored Ireland by a try and still lost, but that's in itself a win.
Crazy, and they would have got a losing bonus point. Wales came away from that game with nothing, and it feels like it doesn't feel like justice has been served in a way there, because they definitely, in my opinion, definitely deserve to get at least a losing bonus point. And I mean, like you say, if they manage to score more tries in Ireland on the day, phenomenal. And I think the backroom staff will be looking at that and think, if Ireland will be looking at it thinking, oh, we've got a lot of work to do. Because who is Wales actually properly threatened the last, apart from Scotland last year, and they've gone Italy close quite a few times, who've they actually properly threatened in the last, 15 games is it, that they've been beaten by? Not that many teams, and that is probably another close fixture, one of the closest fixtures they've had in the last 15 games against the back-to-back champions, and maybe, was it triple Pete champions of the Six Nations, which has never been done before. So, lots of positives for Wales going into next week with momentum as well. I think there's a break next week, is there?
Yeah, it's a following week.
The following week, silly's off. Play momentum. Having said that, maybe they were hoping for a match week next week to build on that momentum. Maybe this week off will just knock the kind of stuffing out of them after getting that kind of, loss, but what I would say brackets win, even though it was a loss, that positive result. So again, maybe that's what Ireland need though. Ireland need a week to really regroup and get back to the drawing board and really focus and knuckle down again. Because Ireland, who have they got left? They've got Italy and they've got France.
Yeah, I'm going to make a call right now. Unless Ireland seriously up their game, they are going to get spanked something silly by France a week on Saturday. I mean, you were saying that justice maybe hasn't been served. Well, for me, I mean, it was very, very clear that Ireland were going to be more disappointed with that result and that performance than what Wales were.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, We'll get on to Scotland, but I'm very nervous now about Scotland Wales a week on Saturday. But yeah, I mean, France, if Ireland play like that, and Ireland have not been playing well really since that win in South Africa.
Mm-hmm. France will gub him, absolutely gub him. And again, we'll go into get into that later on with the France result, just at the weekend. But yeah, Scotland, we have got Wales coming up, and again, very nervy, especially us. Well, here's a old cliche: Scotland had the best chance in however long to go and be favourites. Well, going to become favourites for the championship. What do? We go and lose to England, the team who we've beaten 4 times in a row, or retained the championship 4 times in a row against in the past 7 years. We've only lost once, and we've drew to it twice, and we've won 5 times. What? Oh, what? Honestly, it's the most Scottish thing ever. I don't know any other word for it. Words for it. It's the most Scottish thing ever to do. It's when we've got the golden opportunity and we've blown it. How did you find the game overall then?
Overall, I thought it was absolutely baffling that a team that offered as little as what England did still won the game.
Yeah, yeah. Great defence though. To be fair to England, they're a really solid defence. But again, I just feel like Scotland's just ran out of ideas. Whether or not it was English defence or just because Scotland just couldn't orchestrate anything. I mean, I thought Russell had a pretty good game. To be fair, because Russell's not a system-based player and he likes to play kind of through instincts. Scotland do heavily depend on Russell to make those decisions or like make those calls like kind of last minute to get the ball out if he sees a bit of gap and everything. So in a way, it's very hard to defend, which probably is testament to England because that makes it even harder for England to defend against a maverick such as Russell who can do anything, pull magic out of the heart and everything, and pick a pass or pick a kick from anywhere on the pitch. So testament to England, they did do very well. However, they did concede 3 tries, so it's not all sunshine and roses for England. Scotland conceded 1 try, England conceded 3. Ben White's try, I mean, it was all 3 of the tries were down the same side of the pitch, down there the left hand flank. The first one was Ben White, lovely little move. I don't know what Cowan Dickey was doing, marking Tom Jordan in the wing. That was a bit of a strange one, but sometimes it just happens, a bit of a scrambled defence. Then the second was Hugh Jones, again just down that side, and then Duhan at the end. I mean, Russell. I'm going to say Russell made that try. Being brutally honest, he didn't make them all. Kinghorn played his part, although I will get on to Kinghorn in a minute. Kinghorn did play his part and make him tries. So did Big Dewey. Duhan, he got man in the match. Again, I thought maybe Jimmy Ritchie deserved man in the match, being honest. Yeah, at least we're in agreement. So I haven't even spoken about that. We're both in agreement. So I honestly thought Jimmy Ritchie was destined to get man in the match. But obviously the average amateur commentators thought otherwise, and they gave it to Duhan Verden just because we got the try. He
I
was
think he was involved in all 3 tries. I think
yeah,
that's why they gave
yeah,
it to him.
yeah. But the thing is, though, rugby's a team game. You're just doing your part. It's like you don't pat the postman in the back for delivering post, do you? It's just his job. Just doing his job. It's good to see he actually managed to pass the ball for a change.
Well, in this analogy, at least a postman would actually deliver the post.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you're right. See Duhan's try. Do you think that he could have gotten a bit closer to the post? Not the post, say, but just a bit more in field because he got heavily criticised at the end of the game for it. And I've seen a lot of pundits and that on social media mention it.
I think, well, fair enough. it's fair enough to nitpick and be like, yeah, you could maybe get a couple of yards closer. But that was right in the 5 metre line. The referee told Russell to move closer to the byline by a good 2.5 metres. Don't get me wrong, we're on about Finn Russell's kicking. You said he had a good game. I thought it was an okay game. Yes, he set up the 3 tries, but twice from penalties he missed kick into touch, and that first conversion he should have got in. I think that was on the 10 metre line. So for me, yeah, he good points, bad points. Finn Russell played okay. Yeah, but
Those it's easy to. I think it's easy to, and I do agree. Like an international standard, when you're that kind of player, like Finn Smith, how not a faultless performance, but he had a very strong performance. Finn Smith never did that, and that's the difference at the end of the day. Ultimately, because Finn Smith, well, off the tee was brilliant, and Russell wasn't, and that was one of the main differences on the day. But there was a lot more. What about Scotland's red zone entry success? How many times did we enter the 22 or up to 10 metres and come away with nothing? I think it was like 7 times in the game. It was ridiculous. This again, like scoreboard pressure. We're getting advantages, and I know what you're saying. I know you said against Ireland about going for the instead of going for the post, go for the corner. But I really think in a tight game like that, if you got points, scoreboard pressure, just go for it. And the point that Scotland were at, I was like, I would take anything just now. Yeah, okay, they got the 3 tries, but for when did they score their they scored their third try in the last 2 minutes or so of the second half, and yeah, they had loads of time to accumulate other points, and they never. And again, that ultimately cost them because they were banking on Russell to make his kicks, which you would expect, but it's not a given, and it wasn't a given yesterday on Saturday.
well, that's fair enough. But I think the big thing, besides from Scotland leaving a lot of chances out there in the park in the first half, and certainly in the second half,
Mm-hmm.
then Russell should have obviously nailed his kicks. But when I watched back the game, in the full 80 minutes, I counted at least 20 untidy rocks. So Scotland have got a bit of a reputation, and it's quite a fair reputation of being a bit lightweight, a lack of grunt.
Mm-hmm.
20 rocks I counted in the full game where it was untidy and it wasn't a proper clear out. You watch Ireland, you watch France, even England, they were doing it more when they did compared to Scotland. They will completely dominate the breakdown and clear out the rocks. Scotland don't have the grunt to do that. Now, fair enough, Scotland are missing a couple of key players like your, uh, Cummins, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, at this level, I think that was where the tide really turned against Scotland, was in that second half. And yeah, they had time, but that was, I think, the key factor in that game.
I'll tell you something, folk really underestimate clean ball from the ruck. I mean, any scrum half will tell you it's an absolute dream and it's so much easier. But folk really underestimate just getting the arm across, arm out, present the ball, getting a good clearer, if not two clearers, making that ball so easy for the Knights to come in and just play it. I didn't pick up on it. I've not watched the game back yet, but I'll make a note of it though because that's a very interesting point you make, and that's fine margins. Well, a lot of fine margins adding up to massive like accumulation. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I have to watch it to agree with you, but I'll take your word for it. I really will take your word for it, Andy. So no, good point.
I think that's the main reason why Rory Sutherland got called back into the Ireland game, called back into the squad rather, is because he's got that bit extra grunt compared to what Schumann has for clearing out rocks.
Yeah.
Well, obviously Schumann has his great points or whatever. That's just my take on Rory Sutherland, and obviously he dropped out for being injured.
It's not great when you got Will Hard on the bench, who's what second or third choice for is it Northampton or somebody?
I've got no idea, but it says a lot before Xander Fagerson plays 75 minutes for Scotland.
Yes, like, again, props. Whether
Props, elite level, at that level, playing 75 minutes
you're
is.
They're 60 minutes. They're 60 minutes max. They're an hour maximum. I couldn't believe it. But I mean, Townsend must have his reasons. But again, this is going to be another failed campaign for Gregor Townsend. So I mean, mark it as you will, but I make it as failed. At the what? How many attempts is this now? Since 2016 or 2017, is it? And again,
This is
with
his 8th attempt, and we're not going to get anything better, probably, than 4th.
I'd say so. I'd say we're lucky to get third. Very lucky to get third. Fourth again would be that's not acceptable anymore. You can understand if we were up against like Ireland who we got not convincingly beat by, but comfortably beat by, but again we beat Italy. Ireland, okay, you can kind of accept because Ireland the way they were that day anyway.
No, I
England,
disagree. I thought Scotland absolutely shut the bed. That was nothing to do with how good Ireland were.
nah, Ireland in the first half were strong. Like honestly, Scotland could not handle them for a
Yeah,
good.
but Scotland crumbled because Ireland was so strong. Blair Kinghorn played terribly and didn't improve against
Yeah,
England this last weekend. He didn't start all that great, made about 3 or 4 fuck ups, but then came on to a good game.
you got to remember we did also lose Russell and Darcy gave him 20 minutes in. So don't shake your head. You're missing your best
Ireland
playmaker, your best
had
crowd scorer.
Ireland went through 3 hookers a couple of years ago in one game. I am not hearing the injury excuse. I am fed up of it.
Where do you see Scotland winning their Grand Slams and back-to-back championships?
I do not want a Grand Slam or back-to-back championships. I just want one title win and take it from there. Townsend, I think we can both agree on this, has had his chance, is wasting this generation of great talent, and is not the man for the job.
100% not. Again, I'm not that I'm giving him leeway because the fact that he didn't take Ferguson off until the 75th minute. Here's me saying this, an amateur, like not even journalist, an amateur, just kind of average bloke. But that is so like that's just stupid. It's literally stupid. Why would you do that? It's under Ferguson's what is it, 130, 140 kilos? You can't shift about that long for that like in that kind of environment for that long against an England a strong England pack. Did you see the size of England's pack in comparison to Scotland's? Enormous.
You consider as well as under Ferguson, very, very rarely will he ever pass it. 9 times out of 10, it's crash ball. There's no distribution with him.
No, not even a little tip on very rarely. You know what you're getting with him, but hey, I mean, we can look back and kind of say could have done this, could have done that, but I guess we've got Wales and France to look forward to. So, I mean,
I really fear for that Wales game. I mean, if we lose that, then I think there will be some genuine questions about Townsend and is he deserving of this next 2 years?
but he's got to because he's signed on. Oh, he doesn't have to, but signed on 2027. What are you? 2025. 2 years from a World Cup or 2.5 years from a World Cup. It's going to have to be straight after the World Cup to kind of sack somebody. I mean, I know quite the boy that's in contention. He's also in contention for the Wales job. So hopefully Scotland manage to buck up their ideas, grow a set, sack Townsend and get Franco Smith in.
Oh, I
Because
thought you were going to say Steve Tandy.
that's not a bad shout actually. That's not a bad shout. Do you think Steve Tandy would take it?
Oh, I probably would.
Possibly. He's done well. Good defence coach, like, but in terms of head coach, I could see it. I could see it. But I was thinking Franco Smith.
No, I agree with you. I was saying that's a joke. Yeah, Franco Smith for me.
He says a joke. All right, okay. Fair enough. So I'm taking my socks off. I'm absolutely roasting. Well, England. What do you make? What do you make of them now? Because that's them beating Scotland. They got losing bonus points against Ireland. They beat France. They've got Italy to play and they've got Wales to play.
Yeah, I will reiterate what I said at the beginning of this sequence. For me, England, they've got a couple of good backs, a couple of good forwards. I'm like, yeah, they're just not playing to to a style that suits all of their talents. It's remarkable at how against France and Scotland, two of their kind of tougher tests in the Six Nations, that they somehow win the game when they shouldn't deserve to win. And this isn't me being bitter, this is me speaking frankly. Matt Dawson went on the BBC Scotland podcast and basically said the same. Borthwick, yeah, he's getting results, but it's not convincing. It's a ticking time bomb. It'll likely go off next year, and he will be sacked.
Do you think? You say next year, definitely won't be this year because again, England actually might finish second, if not, they might even finish first in this championship. Andy, they're going to get, will probably get 5 points against Wales and 5 points against Italy. Again, the momentum's so high, it'd be hard to kind of see past them, unless Italy do an absolute blinder, which they might. But the game on Sunday suggests it's kind of like the sails knocked off them.
I don't know. I don't know how long you can continue to put Marcus Smith at 15 and see him continue to struggle, like that last ditch tackles and going for the high ball, because he did struggle against us and France at 15.
No, he did. You got to wonder why he does it, because Finn Smith, like, I've defended Marcus Smith at 15, and as much as I think he can do a job, he's not getting the help and support. He's not natural to 15. Finn Smith, if a case of helping Finn Smith with pressure, it shouldn't be, because Finn Smith is brilliant, and he's out and out fly half for England. I'm going to say that now. He is. They've got the 9 and 10 combo with Finn Smith and reluctantly Alex Mitchell. I have no idea why Alex Mitchell gets a game. Yeah, starts for England, but never mind. Borthwick must have his reasons. I think it's because of the 9-10 combo for Northampton anyway. Finn Smith, yeah, crazy talent. And he's got Henry Slade and Ollie Lawrence outside him, two vastly experienced players who will just hit it up, or Slade will take the pressure off you with his big left boot or his attacking prowess. So it's like, yeah, they're sorted. They can maybe start looking at getting Forbank, Freddie Stewart maybe back in the mix. There's somebody, but yeah, Marcus Smith would be an awesome player coming off the bench though, because again he can cover that 15 position, and he can also change a game because he's like a Russell kind of player. He doesn't solely suit a system. He's more just kind of instinct kind of player as well, with a bit more kind of fizz about him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, Marcus Smith is too good not to be starting, but we can. I'm fed up talking about England. Let's move on to Italy, France.
Go on then. We didn't even get to mention the referee at the game, but I mean, you know what? We'll leave it for another day. Why not? There's no point being bitter. We'll move on. Yeah, England, Italy vs France. Well, for me, prediction wise, going into the game, I thought it was maybe going to be a 15-point game. I thought being at Rome as well, I thought it'd be a 15-point game. It was over a 50-point game by the end of it, but very disappointing, especially for the Azzurri. Again, like, not that they had momentum, but they definitely would have been up for it, especially against France, losing to England not too long ago. Yes, okay, just by a point to England, but they still lost to England. So going into it, I mean, the team-wise, selection-wise, superb. The bench, I always say that Quesada, he always leaves his players on the bench for too long, I think. Ross Vincent and Zulani should be coming on far sooner onto that. They made a big difference when they came on, but it was too little too late. Yeah, they should be coming on far sooner. If not, they'd probably be starting. I think they're actually playing better rugby just now than some of the players. Even though Lamero did a few phenomenal last-ditch tackles, which maybe stopped 2 tries, so it was less a bit. So instead of conceding 13, they only conceded 11 tries, so made it a bit less embarrassing. But yeah, France were just relentless. Dupont backed his best. Bielberry playing absolutely every. Who, Bielberry?
No, Dupont.
No, Dupont. Nah, 100 wish. Dupont's not the goat yet. He's, something. In terms of just individual talent, look, he is honestly one of the best of all time. But in terms of the greatest of all time, yeah, we can discuss it another day. He's up there. But he needs to do it for a bit longer yet. That's all. but he's definitely going. I would say probably player of the tournament at the halfway point or just past halfway point. I would say player of the tournament so far, which is quite remarkable. Seeing how he went away last year, did sevens for a year, didn't play in the Six Nations. He's not played for his club the whole time. He's been also he plays most of the game at scrum half, his natural position. Then he'll go play some of the game at fly half, his second position, at international standard. It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. But like I say, he did play so well. So did Barry, the fullback. He got a hat trick, I believe. Fully deserved. Like again, he could have been in for man of the match. There were so many French players could have been in for man of the match. I just felt sorry for Italy. They lost Fischetti quite early on as well, which okay, one player, but one of their best players, one of the best props in the world just now, best one of the best loose head props in the world. Lost him quite early doors, and that is not not a significant difference, but it did make a big difference in the overall, with all other little factors kicking in there. But as I say, when you're conceding 11 tries in any game in Six Nations, it almost looked like they were going backwards. They just couldn't get the ball. And again, this is an Italy team that's been developing for so long, so long. This is an Italy team that drew with France and could have beaten them like last year as well, because well, of course they just hit the post with that penalty kick, last kick of the game. But yeah, completely different outcome this time round, which is insane. You didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. Did you see it coming?
I knew that France were going to win. I knew it was going to be a convincing win. I didn't expect 11 tries.
No, it was.
I mean, the loss to England, I was like, there's no way they cannot like go out and just. I mean, it was just an obliteration what they did to Italy. I mean, 11 tries, 70 points at this level, and they only dropped. What was it? 4 points, like 2 conversions they missed.
Ramos was pretty spot on. Like I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I had him as my captain in my fantasy team. It was doing a lot healthier on Sunday.
That's good. That's good. I gave up on fantasy. I'm not going to lie. I think I did it for week one, then just forgot about it, and that's me done. I was doing rubbish anyway. But no, honestly, like you kind of sway towards France being the favourites for the tournament now. Would you say the same, or
In terms of the tournament, I don't know. I would need to have a look at the table again,
do you
but
think?
it would depend.
Do you think
Eh?
they'll beat Ireland?
They will probably beat Ireland, yeah. But do Ireland get a losing bonus point or not? That to me could swing the tournament.
It'd be very interesting. That's match week 4, is it? France vs Ireland. I'm really surprised they never made that match week 5. I'm not sure why they did that.
Well, they wanted to hear us last, and it was meant to be the great Grand Slam decider, but not this year.
No, not this year or next year or any other year. It will not be happening. Not in Scotland's favour anyway. Oh well. What other rugby news is there? I've seen a few things in the papers. Super Rugby Pacific back. Have you been watching that? In the
No.
highlight? Andy, watch it, please. What? Stop being such a stubborn old goat. It leaves the URC like so far behind. It is miles above it. And go on in. What do you want to say?
So, folks, it's been a few weeks, but I'd like to reintroduce the Dick of the Week, and Zav
No,
has
no,
just
no,
put
no,
it
no.
there for saying that the Super Pacific Rugby is better. Sorry, Twat of the Week. There we
There
go.
we go. Oh,
And
thank
Zav
you.
is saying that the Super Pacific Rugby is better than the URC.
Well, first of all, thank you for changing it to its actual name, Twat of the Week. But you're fighting a lonely battle here. I'm going to put a poll on Twitter or X, sorry, and see. And please, guys, vote in the poll.
We'll leave a
What's
link in
better?
the description.
What's better? What's go on then? Honestly, I'm confident. I'll say it with chest. The URC is the best league in the world in terms of entertainment, in terms of quality, in terms of everything. It is the best league in the world. What is there not to like about it? They literally score freakish tries for fun, and that's just literally the norm over there.
I might have to edit that, but you just said the URC was the best. Did you mean the Super Pacific?
Yeah, super. Look what you're making me do. Yes, the super Pacific guy. Honestly,
No edit. That's being kept in.
you got the Drua, you've got Moana Pacifica. Yeah, okay, they're doing quite punch so far this year, but you've got you've got the Chiefs. Chiefs are doing well. You've got the Highlanders. Oh, honestly, absolute quality teams. And the scary thing is, there seems to be new boys coming through there every year, and they just seem to be better and better. It's really good for Pacific Rugby. The Australian teams are interestingly doing very well. Western Force, who actually went bust a few years ago, I think they're 2 from 2 so far. They've managed to accumulate a really good team, which is saying something for Australian rugby as well. So yeah, and I think that is, well, it's only of benefit to Australian rugby having an extra team in. But honestly, the talent in there is unreal, and I think you'll get a shock from the Lions at all the talent that actually is over there, because they'll be going over there playing some, like, the Lions will be playing some of the club teams, and I think they will get a bit of a surprise at how, like, switched on, how electrifying they actually are. So that's all I wanted to say. Right, thank you so much for watching. I've been Zav, and with my co-host Andy Moe. Follow us on, well, so first of all, subscribe down below. Leave a comment in the video, leave a like, share to somebody who needs to see this. Just some literally rugby waffle. Go on to X, at Think Rugby Podcast, under Andy Moe, and also on TikTok at Think Rugby, and also Andy Moe, for his very weird, very fruity TikToks that he likes to create himself. Please don't do it again. Right, that's all from me. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.